So one of the journeys we went on early on and as the marriage progressed was that one of the biggest skills we knew we needed was to learn how to communicate with each other. So we did a lot of work, and now, yeah, I believe that we've got good communication skills.
I can't keep anything in, so I have to tell Sadiq everything. And that's a flaw I'm trying to work on, really, because I feel that he knows everything about me and everything and anything, you know. But in a way, it's a good thing, because sometimes without even telling him, he'll know if something's wrong. So I think communication is really, really important.
Yeah, I think it is, and I think I've become better at communicating as the marriage has progressed. So instead of holding or communicating in the wrong way, saying the wrong things at the wrong time, you got to do it at the right place at the right time.
Alhamdulillah, we're not difficult.
Alhamdulillah.
And we are open to listening to each other.
I know I'm probably gonna get slated for saying this, but women are very emotional, and I think we lead with our feelings, and if you don't know how I'm feeling, then I think life just becomes really awful for Mahmoud. So that's why I expect him to read my mind. But when I'm not feeling in an emotional state, then me and Mahmoud have sat down and we have spoken about it. And Mahmoud does know telltale signs of when I am feeling emotional.
I think because if you don't communicate properly, or if you communicate in the wrong way, all these little things will become this big mountain, which then you won't be able to overcome.
I think it's essential. Communication is the essence of building good relationships with anyone, with any human being. For example, if it wasn't for Rasulullah's smile, just basic smile, which is a way of communicating, or his akhlaq, his nature, his manners, the religion wouldn't have taken off. It's so essential, more than anything. So be pleasant with each other, speak, have dialogue.
So there's so in human psychology there's something called the 6 human needs, and what these needs are is certain needs we have to satisfy ourselves, right? So the things we need in our life. Now, to be able to understand our spouse, what they really like, what they don't like, the kind of things they need, and then your role really becomes to be able to really make that other person happy.
Knowing when to pick the battles as well. So if it's constant small nagging, then that could build up and harbour a lot of frustration in the opposite spouse, because really they might continuously feel like they're not good enough, which might not be the case. It could just be that the one of the spouses is trying to encourage or trying to better that person, but it might not come across that way.
People need to learn to listen better. When someone is talking to you, you have to actually listen to what they're saying and not just stare at their face, or, in some cases, stare at their phone.
What was that?
I rest my case. So you have to actually listen to what your partner is saying. And listen. So listening, I really think, is the most important skill. And I think that many people are lacking that skill.
I'm getting better though.
I'm not talking about you,
really
sir.
funny.
I'm not talking about you, sir. I'm also talking generally talking.
Because I assume that I can multitask and be on my phone or do something and listen, and sometimes I can't, and that really irritates you.
Yes, it can be rather.
But I've improved.
Well, it's work in progress.
Okay.
In any case, listen to your partner when they're speaking. That is half of communication.
But don't
skills.
talk about boring things.
Yes.
Because you do sometimes.
That helps as well. Yeah.
Talking is a vital key to communication, but don't make it really boring. Like, don't just sit at home around a dinner table writing notes and talking. Things that we've done are go out for coffees and talk about issues we may have there, or sometimes we go bowling.
Sure, absolutely. And that's why I think it's really important to spend that time together.
Exactly.
In the day also, even if it means just, over a hot cup of hot chocolate with some cookies or whatever it is. Just you need to spend some time alone, one-to-one, telling your spouse what your grievances are, what your issues are, and they might be able to help. They might be able to juggle things in their lives in a way to help you.
marriage is a union of two individuals. If you're, unless you are still individuals, you're married, and when there's that union, how does that bond happen? Through communication. There needs to be an emotional bond, there needs to be an intellectual bond, there needs to be a bond of values. All that bond happens through communication. So if you are married, if you are a union of man and wife, of husband and wife, of man and woman, then that communication is a vital part of that marriage. So it comes hand in hand with marriage. So you have to be able to communicate.
And then you'll have your kids. You need to know how to speak to them as well. They're these little humans, and then they become teenagers, and then they become adults, and you need to adapt your ways as well. So if you can't communicate, then you're going downhill in life.
That's right.
Look, it's simple, right? We're not mind readers. No one is. If I'm expecting something and she doesn't do it, and I feel bad about that, but the thing is, how did she know that's what I want? And you could be waiting, and there's so much expectation, right? There's so much, sometimes we expect people to do certain things, but the only thing is that they'll never do it because they don't know what is it that we want. But what about if we could just say, this is what I want from you, this is what I need, this is what I need to be able to make me happy, this is what I need from you to be able to make me happy, and she knows that. So what does she do now? She does what I need to be able to make me happy. And it's easy. Sometimes someone says, well, why do you need to tell everyone everything? Well, it has to be like that, because we're not mind readers. And sometimes we learn that so late in marriage that we've lost so many years of happiness because it's just expectation. We're just expecting the other person to do something.
Women build up a lot of assumptions in their head. If my football team has lost or something like that, and I'm not acting in the right mood or not having the right, energy coming out of me, so they'll think, we've done something wrong. But again,
Just check the credit card.
exactly, I just check the credit card and oops, she spent too much money, so you'll be a little bit off. So I think they build up all these assumptions and all these things, and I think they just need to maybe let it go sometimes and just.
And don't think negatively of your partner. Try and see the best in them, or anyone actually. But assumptions they eat you alive, and that's not just relationships with your partner. It's with your friends, with your family, your in-laws, everyone, work colleagues. Don't assume.
As the hadith says, you should give 70 excuses to your brother or sister before you accuse them of anything. So please have peace of heart. Control this wiswas, this constant whispering from the shaitan.
And I guarantee you will have a better life. I guarantee it.
Not only just in a relationship, but life in general. Please stop it. It's destructive.